Hello, Mr. Chude.
Good to see you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us. I've been so excited.
One of the best.
It's really good to see you.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you. I heard. And I'm, of course, a huge fan. So I was so excited.
It's a great pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chude.
Don't make me shy. I'm a huge fan. It's like in every culture, there are iconic people who everybody knows. Yeah. And you are one of those.
In fact, two of us are the same. Maybe you don't know how popular you are. That's the truth.
Thank you.
I mean, you're doing a good work. And what you're doing, it's not just for we Nigerians. It has cut across Africa. You understand? It's very global.
Thank you.
Yeah. The other time I was in Canada, I wanted to relax. I was watching one of your interviews, the one you did with Funke.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Talking about international, I mean, you have fans in the strangest places. Argentina, India, they call you, they put your pictures on the wall with their family. The first time you realized how much your work had traveled globally, and not just that they saw it, but that they know it deeply. How did that feel? I
tell people, sometimes if one big thing happens in your life, how would you react? If you win a lottery, how will you scream? You understand? To be frank, the first time I saw myself there. I saw it different to me, because this is me, Chinedu Ikedieze. When you see a multitude, I mean, people from all walks of life, from different parts of the world, celebrating you.
Yeah.
Today, in fact, I cried. Yeah. I said it here. I was like, God. So this is me,
people talk about Aki a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong. Before Aki there was Okunoka.
No, Aki came first.
Oh, right. And then
Okunoka, there were so many other movies in that direction.
Aki is iconic, but there was Okunoka I thought was...
that Okunoka.
At the start, did you know that Aki was going to be?
Yes.
You knew?
From the set.
Why?
Oh, everybody was just laughing. I think that was the first time we were having something like that in Nollywood. Yes. So it was like, picking these two different human beings from these two different worlds, bringing them together. In fact, from when we were rehearsing, people were like, have you seen these two guys? Have you seen these two guys? So, before we no, we knew.
Yeah.
Before we finished, people, in fact, the expectations were high.
Yes,
yeah. Because, Osita, that's what I tell people. From the first day I met Osita, there was this chemistry.
Right.
It was just there. Because, my guy, then if you come to him, if you see him from afar, you think that he's this shy type of a guy. But when you come closer, he is not.
Yeah.
So I noticed that, but he's more or less an introvert. So he likes to be on his own. So I remember, trying to devour him, because I was then an undergraduate. So we met that day. Even while we were discussing, people, if you see even the way people were looking at us. Today, you remember that part of Macbeth?
Yeah.
Where I think it was Macduff that said, "What are these?" When he saw the three witches, he said, "What are these so withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of this earth and yet are on it?"
Yes.
Exactly what transpired that day. It was small. Me, of course, I didn't screw that up. So I was everywhere.
Yeah.
But before then, something happened. Because I have an uncle. Like my mother's family, most of them live in Aba.
Right.
So I had this uncle that I always, visit. My mother's elder brother. I always visit him in Aba. I noticed something. Whenever I go to the market to buy clothes, I would meet one woman that would ask me, you were here yesterday. Remember you said I should keep these clothes for you? She will give me the clothes. When Osita will come again, she will tell Osita, you came and collected the clothes now. Do you understand?
Right.
So it was happening. I didn't even know.
No, you had not met him at that time.
At all. And even when I was in school, people had already started telling me, Chinedu, we saw someone that looked like you. Hey, this guy looked this like. I said, hey, this person. So that day, when I saw him, I was like, yeah, that's the guy.
It's not that it was destined to be.
Yes. So the chemistry from that first day, everything was just perfect.
Yeah.
But brother, if me and Osita now, if we are on set, If you're taking a line, maybe he misses the line, I will chip in without anybody knowing, except if you're looking at the script. If I miss a line, he will correct me.
Yes.
And if you're not looking at the lines, you know, word to word, you will think
it was planned,
it was
scripted,
planned, or
yes.
it was just scripted like
Yeah.
that. So from day one, that was even why, you know, when people saw that, people were like, man, this movie, if this movie come out to, you understand? And that was it.
I mean, looking back now, I want to talk about, you know, when you get the awards you've got in AMA, Lifetime Achievement, MFA, all of that. Was it tough growing up in a country that doesn't understand difference?
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. Very tough. People touted me as in different ways, as in called me different names, you know. You know, because I think there was something about me. At the age of 6, the moment I noticed that my younger brother has, you know, a little bit
Taller than you.
Yeah, taller than me. I think that was when subconsciously I knew something was wrong with me. Because I remember my mom taking me to hospital, you know. I remember this one particular day, I think then something happened when I was like 9 years. I was like 9 years, 6 months. So they took me to hospital. So doctor was telling me, I think I was sick. So doctor was telling my mom, Madam, stop worrying yourself. He has no problem. Just make sure he reads his book, he goes to school, just be there for him. Should you know, someone that was born and brought up in the village. You know, that English, it just hit me, bam. I remember the man saying, Madam, what he has is stunted growth. Then he wrote, one of this thing he gave us, one of the reports, he wrote again, I saw another word, growth retardation. I was looking for first of all, how to pronounce that word, retardation. My mom no go school now. So
nobody you have to do the work yourself.
See, he had already said, it said stunted. I looked at that S-T-U-N-T. I'm like, but there's no O. Do you know, growing up, my father used to be a trader. He was selling books, you know.
Yeah.
And so, reading, I translate Igbo to English.
English, yes. You
You understand?
think of it in Igbo.
I first think of it in Igbo. So, I was looking at that word, stunted. I looked at it, but listen, is you, not O. How is it?
Instead of stone.
Stunted.
Oh,
I was looking at it.
stunted, yes.
You understand? So, what am I trying to say?
Yeah.
That was when I started hearing these two words, stunted and retarded growth. Until I saw the way the man explained to my mom. So, that was here. It was my mindset. My mom would always tell me, see, you know you're small. You cannot go and start carrying cement. You cannot go and start carrying wood and say you want to be a furniture. Then they call them furniture now. Carpenter, thank you. So then, you know you cannot do all these things. So the best thing for you is to go and study, go and read your books. Otherwise, if you want to go to abroad, read your books. So I knew the only weapon I had to conquer the world is just by going to school and paying more attention to my academics. So while they were throwing all those tantrums, I know. Well, I cried. I cried several times.
Yeah.
I cried, you know. They would call me different names. It got bad, though. There were times I thought of ending it all. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I never told my parents. I'm sure when they see all this interview, they'll be like, "What I cry?" So, now what for you? You know that kind of thing.
Yes. So as a child, you wanted to take your own life.
Yes, at the time I felt like, what am I doing? I mean, it was as if the society, you know, was not just fair to me.
Yeah.
Kids, you know, taunt me without, as in, they don't care, with reckless abandon. You know, they just talk to me anyhow. And sometimes even when I have misunderstanding with my siblings, they use the same name that they fight. They try to fight other kids off, you know, from calling me. They call me the same name. So it was hard on me, but they never knew. Several times, I was like, how would he feel? I mean, you know, it started coming to my mind. But whenever, you know, those nonsense, negative thoughts start coming, I would tell myself, remember what mommy said? Mama said, I'll be a big man, only if I study. Why not study? Then until when these books fail me, then I will know whether I want to kill myself, you know, in entirety, or I want to live. I think that was what comforted me.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a thought between me and myself.
You and yourself, yes, yeah, yeah.
And I'm happy that he helped me.
Yeah.
So I no go, thank God I no grow for Lagos. Don't me is no foul.
So why didn't you tell your parents at that time? This is that you were worried for your mom, at least. That's why you didn't share with her what you
See what happened, eh? Growing up, I didn't have this relationship, very cordial relationship. My relationship with my parents, in fact, not just me, all of us.
Okay.
It's just, come here, have you watched plays? Have you done this? That if you, we hardly stay together and play.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes when I see people tell, call their parents and say, Mommy, I miss you, Daddy, I miss you. I'm like, this is the first time saying this. You know, I'm like, it's just now, when I remember, how much my mom, how much, I lost my dad, by the way, 2013. So when I remember how much input my mom, how much she did to see us through, of course, that would make me draw empathy,
That's why you would not
I become emotional. I want to call her. I want to know how she's doing. But that kind of relationship that people have with their parents, no. The only person I even had that with was my grandmother, who, from my primary 1 to 3, I was with my parents. Then 4 to 6, I was with my granny.
Right.
And I learned a lot from my granny, because she would call me, she would tell me, folklore stories, epic stories, play music. She just gave me that liberty, to explore myself. So she was the one I even missed more.
Right.
You understand? When she passed, you understand? Yeah. But as an adult, when I look at my mom, like I told you, I say, no, this is my mom. I try to build that emotion that, I've not seen her or I've not heard from her. I want to call her. You understand?
Yes.
But you see that synergy, that relationship, closeness.
Yes.
It was, before my father died, I think I'm the first son.
Right.
So we started synergizing, a little bit. Maybe because I live in Lagos, they live in Aba. You understand? So it wasn't, but we tried. Because what I did, my father used to be a footballer in his youth days. So I play PlayStation a lot. I play PS. Right. So I would either play PS or put games on DSTV, and he will watch. He loved watching football. So that draws, closer more, bonded more. Yeah.
I want to ask this because of what you said about being close to your dad. Because, I mean, people don't know. Sometimes you show a picture of you with his son. They will say, "Oh, is that your son?" You will say, "No, it's your cousin. It's your nephew." Because you do have kids, don't you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But I
don't talk about them.
Yes, I decided to put them. I am the celebrity. They are not.
Not them.
So I put them aside.
Right.